Salve amicus. Hello, friends. It's Tuesday. It's Election Tuesday. Congratulations to Donald Trump, whom I think won at this point. It is 9:44 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah. Congratulations, Mr. Trump. In the off chance that it is Hillary Clinton who won, then congratulations to her. However, I'm done with politics now because politics have been discussed enough. So, today, I come to you with the discussion of Greek mythology. And that's why I greeted you in Latin. Because I'm cool. So cool. Anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to appreciate Greek mythology because it's amazing. Today, I'm going to tell you, I think, 2 Greek mythology stories, maybe 3 if I'm in the mood. Alright. So, story number 1, the birth of Athena. Athena is the goddess of wisdom and war strategy. Yes. So how was she born? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to answer. So, once upon a time, Zeus had yet another affair, this time with a titaness called Metis, and she is the goddess of wisdom, or the titaness of wisdom. So he had an affair with her, and then, it's all fine and dandy, but then he finds out that he impregnated her. If you have sex with someone, you impregnate them? Who would have guessed? But yeah, so then he's like, "Oh, you're pregnant! I must eat you!" So yeah, he ate her, and he did that because he didn't want her to have a son who would be more powerful than him and overthrow him. Because for the past couple generations, sons have been overthrowing their fathers. First with Cronus, the head titan, overthrowing Uranus, or Uranus, the head primordial deity, I guess. And then Zeus overthrew his father Cronus, right? So Zeus doesn't want that to happen to him. So yeah, he eats Metis, and Metis is still pregnant, remember, and since she's immortal, she can't die, so she just kind of hangs out in Zeus's stomach for a while, and then eventually she gives birth to Athena, still in Zeus's stomach, and then Athena grows up in Zeus's body. For some reason, she travels around his body. Don't ask me the logic on that, but around his legs and his arms and whatever. Not necessarily in that order. Yeah, and then eventually she makes it to his head. And at that point, Zeus is like, I have this horrible headache. And then Hephaestus is like, his son Hephaestus is like, yo, I'm gonna hack open your head with a hammer. And maybe that will alleviate the pain, because logic. So he does that, and then Zeus's head cracks open, and then out pops Athena. So yeah, and then Athena is fully grown and fully dressed in battle gear. And yes, like I said, she's the goddess of wisdom and war strategy. So there you go, a happy story. And this brings me to the second story, the birth of Hephaestus. Side note, I thought it was pronounced Hephaestus just because Latin pronunciation. PH makes an aspirated P. But no, it's Hephaestus, apparently. So yes, the birth of Hephaestus. I mention this because it's kind of contradictory. So recall that Hephaestus aided the birth of Athena. However, the reason that Hera, Zeus's wife, was impregnated with, I need to find a better way to phrase this. Okay. So Hera got jealous of Zeus because Zeus had this child all by himself. I mean, not really all by himself, but go with it, okay? He had it all by himself, referring to Athena. So then she decides to impregnate herself to prove that women can also have unassisted children. So she does that by eating a magical herb or something, and yeah, then she is pregnant with Hephaestus. However, Hephaestus aided the birth of Athena, and but she was inspired to become impregnated with Hephaestus by Athena. So discontinuity. Yes. So there is actually another I want to say theory, but it's not a theory. There's 2 stories of Hephaestus's birth. I'm telling you the one with Hera impregnating herself because I think that is the more commonly agreed upon one. I'm not sure though. So yeah, if you know, tell me in the comments below. But yeah, anyway, Hera was impregnated, and then, you know, eventually she gives birth to Hephaestus, and then he is crippled when he is born, don't you know? And then Hera is like, ew, you ugly little baby thing, or yeah, something like that. You ugly crippled thing, and then she throws him off of Mount Olympus, and then depending on the story, he falls for either 1 full day or 9 full days, but regardless, he lands somewhere, and then, he builds his forges, where he does all his blacksmithing, seeing as he is the god of blacksmiths and fire. The end. Another happy story. But this Hera, you know, she was very, spiteful, vengeful, jealous, because she was the goddess of marriage, and her husband, Zeus, was always having affairs. Yeah, he had over 100 children, and only 4 of them were his, or 5 if you think that Zeus impregnated Hera with Hephaestus. Yeah. But the Hera impregnating herself thing, and Hephaestus becoming crippled, he is crippled. The moral is like that you must have both parents present, like a woman is imperfect just by herself, so she can't make a perfect thing or something like that. Yeah. That. I don't know. It's been 7 minutes. Maybe I shouldn't tell the 3rd story. I want to, though. The 3rd story is the birth of Dionysus. I'm gonna tell it. Dionysus is the god of wine and parties, and grapes. So, once upon a time, Zeus had another affair, this time with a mortal woman. Her name is spelled Semele. I pronounce it Semele, but that's probably wrong. I just think it's funny, Semele, like smelly, but like Semele. My sense of humor. Alright. So yes, once upon a time, Zeus has an affair with Semele. And then Hera is like, oh my gosh, Zeus, you had another affair! I am so mad! I'm gonna get revenge! So then she goes and gets revenge. So Zeus promised Semele that he will do anything for her. He loves her so much. He will not deny her anything. And then Hera, at some point, comes around and, convinces Semele to ask to see Zeus in his true form. And if you know anything about Greek mythology, you should know that the immortal, or the deities, if they are seen by mortals in their true forms, then the mortal burns up. Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, Hera convinces Semele to ask Zeus to show himself in his true form. Zeus is like, oh no, because of course this means that she will have to die. But you know, he must oblige, so he does. He, being the god of lightning and whatever, goes and grabs his, according to Ovid, his smallest lightning bolt, and then throws it down and hits her. And he does that, he picks his smallest one in order to make the death the least painful possible. Probably bad phrasing. Yeah, but so then she dies, of course, but Dionysus, who is, she's pregnant with Dionysus, he is alive still as a fetus. So then Zeus feels so bad. He takes the fetus, he cuts open his thigh, and then he puts Dionysus inside his thigh and sews his thigh back up. So then the fetus finishes maturing into a baby, and then I'm not sure exactly what happens to him, although I know he lives as a mortal for a while, because he's half mortal. He's only a demigod. So yeah. He probably lives with some mortals, and then he grows up, and I know that he becomes a wine seller or something, And I assume that he did something noble for Olympus, which had him gain his god status. Yeah. Maybe I'll look that up and come back to y'all with that, or you can look it up, because Greek mythology is awesome. My Greek mythology background, not from Latin class, actually. I learned the story of the birth of Athena from Latin class, just because Latin class is great. But, my mythology mostly was learned from Percy Jackson, and just, looking up random stuff on Wikipedia, like, oh, I want to know more about Dionysus. Boom. Dionysus. So, yeah. You can do that. It's a party. I think that's all I wanted to say. It's been 10.5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this Greek mythology story time. I might do this again. However, Greek mythology, though amazing, is inferior to peanut M&M gods, or no, M&M god facts. So maybe I'll come back to you with that. Maybe I could do a Twitter poll, except I don't know how many people would actually vote on the Twitter poll. Maybe I'll just do a comment poll. Comment below if you would like to see M&M god tales, Greek mythology tales, both or neither. Ta-ta, y'all. I don't know. Somebody, I'll see you some point.